Hello. Justin Boyd, PhD candidate, Liberty University, class 711. Right now in this video, we're going to talk about the difference between freedom and liberty, the differences, definitions, and where we're at today. All right, let's go. The basic definition of liberty is the state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views. According to Donald W. Livingston, from the book The Very Idea of Secession, liberty in the United States is twice cursed, for it deceives those whom it attracts and those whom it repels. By exhibiting the spectacle of a people claiming to be free, but whose love of freedom means hatred of inequality. Jealousy of limitation to power and reliance on the states as an instrument to mold as well as to control society. It calls on its admirers to hate aristocracy and teaches its adversaries to fear the people. Essentially, basically what it's saying is there is a negative side to liberty and there is a positive side to liberty. It's all based on which side you're on. For instance, during the time of the Civil War and secession, both sides looked at it differently. Their form of liberty was what they viewed on their side, whereas the other side could be oppressive towards them. A similar situation is kind of like what's going on today. If you have one Democratic side looking at a Republican side and vice versa, liberty can be taken or given, depending on your view. Now let's talk about freedom. Freedom has many different definitions. One is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. Another is absence of subjugation to foreign domination and other governments. Another one might be the state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. Aristotle is like many political philosophers of our time. As we will see, however, there is an important difference. While many contemporary theorists think of freedom as simply the capacity to guide one's own actions without reference to the objects sought through action. Aristotle conceives of freedom as the capacity to direct oneself to those ends which one's reason rightly recognizes as choice-worthy. So freedom would be a self-direction concept of needs and standards. Freedom and liberty looked at differently, but freedom seems as if it can be more of a self-directed concept rather than liberty. Liberty is more of a group aspect, governmental aspect. Freedom can be more of a self-ideology type of view. One of the first caveats of this is the Magna Carta. It is a royal charter of rights agreed to by King John of England near Windsor in June 1215. First drafted by Archbishop of Canterbury, Cardinal Stephen Langton, to make peace between the unpopular king and a group of rebel barons. It promised the protection of church rights, protection for the barons from illegal imprisonment, access to swift justice, and limitations on feudal payments to the crown, to be implemented through a council of 25 barons. Neither side stood behind their commitments, and the charter was annulled by Pope Innocent III, leading to the First Barons' War. Following that, you had different feuds and changes, 1216, 1217, 1225, and then finally to the Great Charter of 1297, which this version remains in statute today. In 1687, William Penn published The Excellent Privilege of Liberty and Property being the birthright of the free-born subjects of England, which contained the first copy of the Magna Carta printed on American soil. When the colonists first came to the United States, they brought the Magna Carta with them. They believed that they wanted to be free, and they wanted everyone to feel as if they are of one man, have their own freedom, liberty, and justice. So the American Constitution came to be from aspects of the Magna Carta. First Barons' War, going back to the Magna Carta, that happened when people did not feel like they had freedom and liberty, the freedom to say what they wanted, freedom to feel like there wasn't any oppression. So human nature has shown through time that if they feel as if there is inequality, there will be war, anything that happens in order to get change, such as the Magna Carta, US Constitution, other aspects around the world. So that is one thing that people seem to seek all the time. The problem with what's going on today is, as you will notice, freedom of speech, right to bear arms, different aspects are gradually being tried to take away from other sides. If we're not careful, we could lose our freedoms and our liberties. So hopefully this gave you a little bit of hint of knowledge of what's going on, what has happened in the past, and where we should look forward to. That being said, have a good day.